Hey, Eric, how's it going, buddy? Check. Hey, dog's doing great, man. Dog is doing great. That sheds a little bit too much light. See if I can shrink that down, move it out of the way. I'm still trying to get my setup right. I know my face looks a little bright. I'm gonna have to figure out what I can do here. I'll have to figure it out later. All right, we're gonna keep it real, keep it like we do every other one. Hey, Brandon, what's going on, buddy? Uh, we'll do a quick shout out with Shake and Bake, and then we'll move on to the chat, and hopefully y'all keep me going for an hour again. We'll have to see how it goes. Jay, what's going on, buddy? Eric, my little Shih Tzu looks just like hers. Mine's 1 year old male though, so I can imagine how she felt. Yeah, man, she was tore up. She was tore up for sure. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it, buddy. We all know, man. Pets are almost like kids to us nowadays. To some people, obviously not all people, but some people. Hopefully that audio is coming through pretty good. Oh, Brandon going wide body. Yeah, Brandon, no turning back now, buddy. Getting the parts is the start, man. After that, it's all downhill after that. You know the deal. Marco finally did a upgrade to the car. I did an oil catch can. Got to start somewhere. That's for sure. Hey, everybody starts with a catch can. Everyone always starts with a catch can, man. That's spot on. But hey, Marco, it's only downhill from here, man. Once you start modifying, it's a steep downhill, brother. I'm doing some cosmetic stuff. I hear you, Brandon. You know me though. I'm still all about performance right now. We're still going down that performance rabbit hole. That was a good one. Absolutely. Catch cans, you know, all these modifications, it all depends who you talk to. It's like you talk to a doctor, right? About, I got this problem, and you get 10 different answers from 10 different doctors. Same thing with catch cans, catback exhaust, any modification. You talk to 10 different shops, you get 10 different answers, man. But I definitely uh, am a catch can fan, because when we took Shake and Bake apart, Shake and Bake version 1 apart, that engine was clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle. But yeah, I am a big catch can fan, so that's a good first start. Brandon, yeah, same Don. I have thousands in parts in my spare room garage, but I can hold off for a bit. 430 to the wheels for a 5.7 is decent. Absolutely, 100%. For a NA 5.7, man, that's healthy for sure. No doubt about it. But a few updates. It looks we're up to about 90% sure I'm going to Florida next week. So we'll be at Orlando. We will be at the we'll be at the track rental, and we'll also be there Saturday for the races. So we'll be there for that. And for those of y'all that follow me on IG, we're going to Rocky Mountain Race Week, folks. Though it's not really a Rocky Mountain racing anymore, being that Vandermeer closed down. They're starting in Tulsa, bounce around that area, and come back to Tulsa. So we're actually starting in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and yeah, it's going to be a good time. Three Pedal J is going to be my partner for the week. So yeah, we're looking to have a whole bunch of fun out there for sure. Jay, let's go Rocky Mountain Race Week. Oh man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Jay, one day not this week. I'm pretty pumped up this week, and then next week we'll be in Florida. When I get back from Florida, man, we need to sit down, talk about what we're going to take, how much we can fit, and what we think can work, especially when it comes to the trailer and how we can set that up. If one of the fold up Harbor Freight ones is the best way to go, and then build some sides later, or we don't need to build sides, we'll have to talk about that and figure it out. But yeah, lots to figure out. Matter of fact, probably after I get back from Florida, I'll start looking, or maybe while I'm in Florida, start looking at hotels and start getting our reservations for hotels, because I'm sure they're probably booking up pretty fast. Brandon, still have to send my Hellcat transmission to get built by Sipple. That's going to cost me a good amount. Yeah, absolutely. Getting these transmission builds not cheap, no matter who you go with, whether it's Sipple, Pure, Paramount, wherever you go to. It's not cheap, man. Definitely not cheap. I would say worth it in the end, but not cheap. Brandon's going back to Jay. Eric's, heck yeah, that's gonna be fun, man. We're gonna have a blast. That's gonna. I think we'll get some pretty good videos out of that too. Especially Jay and I having to travel a couple hundred miles between tracks for the whole week. Jay, no, I don't need the trailer for the Florida trip. Gonna be driving down there, so maybe I'll get a couple videos out of driving down to Florida as well. I've spared no expense. That's for sure. That's for sure. Brandon Merrick's going back to Three Pedal J. That's a good question, man. That's a good keep breaking clutch master cylinders. Any recommendations? For the manual guys, G-Force isn't cheap either. Yeah, no matter what transmission you go with, it's not cheap. J-Time 300S. I got a 2019 Chrysler 300 5.7 Henny. Just ordered my Pro Charger kit. Can't wait until the shop calls to get me in to see what gains I get. You got the P1 SC. Yeah. Depending on what pulley you got and how much boost you said Pro Charger, you let Pro Charger know you wanted to run. You could be upwards close to 500-ish. Yeah, you're going to see some pretty decent gains out of a Pro Charger kit for sure. Even with the stock internals, even with the stock cam, you're going to see pretty good gains out of that P1SC. Jay's going back to Brandon, get a standalone clutch master. All right, Brandon and Jay are going back and forth. But yeah, I'm looking to do some more dragon drives too. So all y'all be on the lookout for some dragon drives. If y'all see one in your area, let me know, and I'll see if I can't sign up for it and make it there. Brandon, I'm still getting a Pro Charger as well, just getting all my parts together and sending the car off for one last shop visit. Buy once, cry once. Yeah, that's definitely the best way, and arguably the cheapest way to do it is do it all at once. Um, all right, pros and cons of both ways. Over the long haul, like I did, pieces at a time, and then there's pros and cons of doing it all at once. I think one of the pros of me doing single modifications, pretty much single modifications over time, is that there's less opportunity for human error when you're doing it kind of one at a time, because you're only looking at that one specific thing, doing that one specific thing, and you're focused on that one specific thing. Where when a shop is doing the entire build at one time, they're not only looking at doing the cam and the lifters, they're thinking about doing the exhaust and the drop-ins or whatever you're doing. They're looking forward to the Pro Charger. What do I got to? All right, so it's pros and cons for sure. In my opinion, is less opportunity for human error. Not that it doesn't happen, but it still happens. But I think a little less opportunity for human error doing it onesie twosies over time versus all at once. But labor does get expensive doing it onesie twosies over time. So it is more expensive to do it that way, and that's one of the pros for doing it all at once is, like you said, buy once, cry once, and it's a little bit cheaper in the long run to do it all at once. And the satisfaction of getting everything all at once, right? Instead of going from the stock 340 rear wheel horsepower to 360, 370 to 400 to a little bit more 400, and then stepping it up, you literally can go from the 340 to 650, depending on how you do the build. You can do that huge jump in power immediately. But let me go back up. So Brandon's going back to Jay, saying aluminum shaft brakes in the middle. Jay's going back to Brandon. Brandon's going back to Jay. Dragon Drive in North Carolina, it's 8th Mile. Yeah, Jay, we're both the same. We love the quarter mile. I don't know about the 8th mile. We'll have to think about that. Brandon's going back to Jay. Hugh, what's going on, buddy? 5.7 with the Pro Charger, a little quicker than a Scat Pack. In the top end, low end, you're probably still getting smoked off the line, but you'll catch up. Think of multiplier, what you have. Yep. Brandon will be mounting my 6.4 piston, 6 and 4 piston Brembos. Just got the spindles off eBay. I was cheaper, spent about $1,300 vice $2K for the adapter kits. Yeah, those adapter kits are a little bit expensive, man, to get those drop spindles to do the bigger brakes. But I think, like spindles, I think that's a great thing to buy used. I really do. I think that's a smart move. There's a few things you can buy used. Long tube headers you can buy used if they're in good shape. I would say a catback exhaust you can buy used that's in great shape. yeah, I think you can get by with a few used things. But yeah. Jay, that's how he did the 4 piston on his. Eric, how often do you change your oil and what do you use? Okay, so I change my oil well, for the first 100,000 miles. This was obviously on the version one of Shake and Bake. I did it every 5,000 miles, along with the Pro Charger after I put it on at 185. After 100,000 miles, I started doing it every 3,000 miles, and I either use Pennzoil full synthetic or I use Amsoil full synthetic, and it's 5W20, I believe. What I use the stock oil oil weights, and I think it's 5W20 if I'm not mistaken, is what I use. Brandon, yeah. With AAD kit, you can get parted out Brembos. You have to use special design calipers. Yep. Hugh, when it comes to a build, it's all about planning. For example, if you're going to do a cam swap, install the headers at the time. Absolutely, Hugh. Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, there's pros and cons to both ways. Doing it all at once or doing it over time. Doing onesie twosies over time. It's all on how you plan it, what your budget is, and how you want to do it. I've been using Pennzoil 5W20 Ultra Platinum since I bought the Hemi. Hey, that's Pennzoil. That's what I was using. Matter of fact, I think that's what my dealership used was Pennzoil. We used full synthetic. Yep. And y'all saw Shake and Bake version 1 when we tore it apart. I still got to tear the bottom end. It's still sitting in Stark's garage. I still got to tear that thing down and look at it. Brad and JLB just scrubbing them with the rust remover wire brush. They're pretty rusty. Yeah, that's the thing about buying used is sometimes they're dirty and rusty, but hey, you put a little elbow grease into cleaning them up and they're just like new. ProCharge 392, what's up, buddy? Brandon, same Eric Pennzoil Ultra Platinum. That's what I used. It's the second best to Amsoil race oil. Yep. Bronski, okay. Who is modifying their Hornet? Who's modifying a Hornet? Who's buying a Hornet? That's a bigger question. Is who's buying the Hornets? Don't get me started. I already lost one subscriber that gave me a hard time because I was bashing Dodge about what they're doing and what direction they're going, and their car's not selling. And he's like, nope, I don't stick around for people that bash Dodge. Like, okay, dude, I don't think you're listening to too many Dodge channels because everybody is bashing Dodge on the direction they're going. Anyway. no trolling Bronski. Yes, sir. Eric going back to Jay. I do mine every 3K. Yep, like I said, I do mine every 3,000 miles now. Eric's more of an issue with MDS cars, and the non-MDF lifters are better. Brandon, the Hornet at my local dealership is still sitting at the lot. It's been months now, and I've only seen one Hornet in the wild. Yeah, I don't look around a lot when I'm driving, but I haven't seen one in this area at all. So, no troll. Curious to what people are going to do with those things. I'm curious who's going to buy them because they are the worst selling car in America. Right now, their daily supply is over 430 days to sell the current supply that's out there with the current sales rate. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of Hornets on lots for a long time unless they really do something drastic. Eric, comforting nose, popular oil. Yep. Yep, absolutely. 810, I use 5W40 with Motorrad 82, and I tune the fans to open at 75. Cam 6.4, milling, RPM 36, 6,300. All right, buddy. That sounds like a good little build right there. Nobody wants that BS. Yeah, don't get me started on that. I don't want to get started bashing Dodge because of what they're doing and what they're trying to push on us. I think they could have come up with a better way to save the V8s. And let's be honest, today's Hemis aren't really Hemis. They're not a hemispherical combustion chamber like the old Hemis. And they're just, to be honest, they're terrible for the environment. You can just look at the stickers, right? And you compare it to Ford's V8, where Dodge is a 1, which is worst you can get. You go look at a V8 Mustang, a Coyote, and they're like 5. I think they're 5, which is still not great, but it's a whole lot better than 1. I think Dodge could have put, instead of coming out with this Halcyon concept car for Chrysler, I think Stellantis could have put that money into formulating a better, more fuel efficient, more environmentally efficient V8 and saved V8s. Call it a Hemi if you want to, right? You've already done it, right? You already called it a non-Hemi a Hemi, so either stick with the Hemi or just call it something out, call it whatever you want, but keep the V8. I think they could have saved the V8s, but and every one of the other YouTubes out there, OC Motivator, TK's Garage, Butter the Insider, all those guys, Racer X, we're all singing the same tune. They could have saved the V8s, but they just didn't. What's everybody's thoughts on going 8.5 pounds of boost on my stock internals? I hope not. My timing is conservative also. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Oh, a 392, 8.5 pounds of boost. I would argue you're pushing it. Most people say 6 to 8, 8.5. You may be pushing it a little bit. I would honestly, I would stick to 8 Pro Charged. I already got called a troll, and I was just asking. It's all right, buddy. Don't worry about it. The Hornet is just a lifted dart, right? We don't want folks that are delusional. Yeah, it is what it is. But you're good. You're good, Bronski. I get it. Everybody wants to know what's going on with the new cars and what's selling and what's not selling, and the Hornets are just not selling. Actually, nothing from Dodge is selling. Um, Racer X just put out a video on his thoughts, and really everybody's thoughts. Everybody thinks the same three. If Dodge would have done the same 3 things, they wouldn't be in this position that they're in. 1, lower the prices. Prices have to come down. Prices are outrageous, let alone the dealerships. We'll get into dealerships in a second, but let alone dealerships adding markups to these vehicles and trying to sell them for over MSRP, which is just ludicrous, right? So 1, Dodge could lower the MSRP, lower the prices. They're gonna have to. I mean, they have to. That's the only way they're gonna sell, or they're just gonna sit on lots and never sell. You'll see 23s and 25 sitting on the lots. The second thing is they have got to do something about their dealerships and the way some of these dealerships are handling people selling them new cars, because it's terrible. I mean, TK's Garage, that guy's a shark, man. he's a dog with a bone, and he's hitting up. And it's not only Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram dealers he's hitting Chevy, and he's hitting Ford too, but he's just getting a lot more Dodge than he is the other two American dealers. But Dodge has to do something. Well, Stellantis, in the grander scheme, has to do something about these dealerships, and fix all of these just illegal activities these guys are doing. I mean, they have to put some kind of, I don't know. They have to do something. And the last thing is what I just talked about. Dodge could have saved the V8. They could have put the money they put into the Halcyon into designing a more efficient V8. And they could still put out their electric cars. They can still build their Hornets, but they could have had a V8 and continued on with the Challenger and the Charger. But yeah, we're all singing that's the same three tunes. But back to the dart and a toenail, yeah. J7, 7 pounds max and a 392. This is non-negotiable. Jay, I've seen people run 8. People run 8, but I wouldn't. I'm with you. I wouldn't go over 7. 8's pushing it. 8.5, I definitely wouldn't do. Yeah, Jay, but I'm telling you, look at this. Look at the stickers, right? They're a 1 on the EPA scale, where all these other vehicles are in the 4s and 5s. Dodge could have done something. They could have come up with a better V8. ProCharge going back to Jay, agreed about the V8s. If you're gonna have a twin 6, put it in something made for it. Yeah, I agree. Put it in something that people want. You could have kept the Challenger, right? The old school look of the Challenger. That's why I bought mine, is because Ford got away from the old school look. Chevy got away from the old school look. That's one of the reasons why I bought my car. Is Dodge, with the Challenger, they stuck with the old school lines, the body lines of the Challenger. That's one of the reasons why I bought mine. We all know they'll come back when Stellantis sells the company. Yeah, it is what it is. The problem Mopar had with the V8 is the design of the engine. Pushrod engines aren't efficient as the overhead design, like the Coyote. Engine redesign isn't worth it. Would only last a few years. Yeah, but they could have. Look, the Coyote's sticking around. It's not going anywhere. Ford says V8s are not going away. They are, whatever they got to do, they're sticking with V8s. So their EV, so their Mach-E, right? The Mustang Mach-E, it was the third worst selling car, second worst, third worst selling car in America last month. And Ford doesn't care because they're using that EV to spread out their EPA credits across their line, right? Where Dodge could have done something similar, right? Okay, come out with an EV, who cares? But keep the V8. That's kind of the point. Napleton dealers scamming customers. Oh yeah, TK's garage is all over Napleton, man. Those guys are doing some shady stuff. From what their customers are saying in the reviews, that Napleton place is, that whole conglomerate, not just that dealership, that whole conglomerate is jacked up. And like he said, from the top all the way to the bottom, those guys are just way out of hand. Jay, I'm gonna ProCharge. I'm gonna take your keys if you try and run 8.5. For sure. Dennis, you got my boys on the wall, Stark boys, 100%, man. Stark's performance and maintenance, you know it. All right, ProCharge going back to Jay. Yeah, I'm with you, Jay. I agree, but yeah, the push rods they're just not efficient. Anyway, Dodge could have fixed it. I get it, Jay. I'm not getting into that. I don't want to get into that political debate with the whole EPA. I'm not an EPA fan either, but we got to do what we got to do. A10, forget the V8. I think Mopar will move like Alfa Romeo and Maserati. Yeah, we'll see. The twin turbo V6, I get it. You can make a lot of power with those. We'll see what that's. I'm waiting to see one in person. This 25, 24, 25 Charger. I want to see one in person. So March 5th is the release. That's the day before I'm leaving for Florida. But we'll see what happens. Eric, the old school is why I like my Challenger. One day I get the money. I have a couple Challengers like Jay. Yeah. Yeah, I, I get it, Jay, but when it comes to Mopar, you have no other choice. At this point in time, you have no other choice. Now, do I see an avenue for them to come back with another V8 in the future? Absolutely. Will they do it? I don't think so, but we'll see. Ford dealership by me has an EV Mustang in every color out front. Yeah, they're not selling. They're not. But like I said, Ford doesn't care that they're not selling. It's using that EV to spread out their EPA, whatever you want to call it, credits or whatever, across their line of vehicles, so they can keep making V8s and not have to worry about the EPA. Jay, I need a GoFundMe to finish up my car. I hear you, buddy. Unknown. I need new CV axles on my 3.6. Yeah, I mean they're not necessarily known to go bad, but when they go bad, you got to get new ones. The difference with Ford is the design is 15 years old. They don't have to change anything. Make the Mustang a hybrid and the mile per gallon increase. Yep. Adding a few years to an existing design is nothing. Yeah. I'm with you, Hugh. They could have fixed it. They just didn't. Can't you get the Hurricane and the Grand Wagoneer already? You absolutely can. It's you can get the high output version of that in the Wagoneer as well. I believe Racer X drove one. I think it was Racer X. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was him. Drove a Wagoneer with the high output Hurricane engine in it. So you can go if you're not subscribed to Racer X, you can go check out his channel. Yeah, axles are another thing. I think it's a little iffy going used on axles, but you can definitely do that. Yeah, I don't know how well the Grand Wagoneers are selling because they're super expensive. I want to say those are over 100 starting. There's Jay. They want 100K for it. Way too much. Wish I had Racer X money. No kidding, right? That guy does a pretty good job. So we all know there are current problems with Dodge offerings, but here's the thing: there are literally millions of Hemis and non. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. They're out there. You can find them. It's just they're more expensive, more expensive than the other engines out there. But yeah, we're good for a long time. It's just we're not getting anything. We're not going to get anything new. Brodsky expensive lunchbox. Destroyer 1320. All right, buddy, what's going on? There you go. Hit that like button. Definitely, definitely hit that like button. Yeah, I got you, Jay. Boneyards. Yep. The problem with the 392s is the ring land is so small. It's super tight. So the top ring is super tight to the top of the piston, and the pistons blow. True J, only get one. Fix it to my liking. Yep. We should start hoarding Hemi short blocks. For sure. Jay has already done that. Jay's got a handful of them already. That's how I get my replacement. I Crash Frankenstein. Right on, Jay. Yeah, Jay already, he's already hoarding them. Jay's already got a garage full of Hemis sitting there. All right, you guys, we got 25 minutes, man. You got to keep me going. But yeah, definitely looking forward to getting away from these news videos to kind of keep the channel going. Finally getting back. Tomorrow, we're going to get the suspension done, get the alignment dialed in, possibly pulley down, back on the dyno, make some more boost. Hopefully, not too much more heat to where it negates what boost it will make. We're definitely gonna have to see, for sure. Jay, save some for the rest of us. 100%. Save some for the rest of us. Working on getting the 6-1 here soon. Yeah. Yeah, Jay's greedy. That's for sure. Oh, excuse me. It's way too early to be yawning. Bronski, what kind of brakes you running on Shake and Bake? I need brakes soon. Here's the deal. I've talked about brakes numerous times. I still have the stock brakes on Shake and Bake. The stock 5.7 brakes on Shake and Bake. Here's the deal. Doing that at the power level I'm at, I know and understand the capabilities of my brakes, and I drive my car within those capabilities. All right. I get it. I probably should have upgraded brakes by now, but hey, what I'm doing is working. You just got to know what you're doing. Keep your pads up to date. Keep your rotors up to date. And understand the capabilities of your brakes. So, you know, when you're tailing that guy, you're not tailing too close to where you can't stop. Or you're going too fast to where you can't stop. It's all about knowing the capabilities of your car and staying within those capabilities. So I am still on the stock 5.7 brakes. And that's why I'm still on the stock 5.7 brakes. Unknown GPU. I like the companies like TRQ are helping with dealership part cost. I changed my fuel injectors myself for a great price. Yeah. Hey, if there's little things you can do on your own and save yourself the labor is really what gets you. Parts are semi-expensive, but really where they start ganking you is in labor, 100%. Jay must be talking about the 6.1. Just finished building one. Bronski, so do I. Unknown GPU Power Stop Z26s. Yep, I heard those are great brakes. I use R1 Concepts and have had them for a while now. And they work great too. Hawk pads are great too. They're a little bit more expensive, but they are great race brakes. For sure. Eric, Jay, you know I need some 6.1 parts. I would like the headers off the Jeep and then take all that to put on a 5.7 pre-Eagle. Yeah. Yep. I have Power Stop drilled and slotted. They're amazing. Yeah, I have R1 Concepts drilled and slotted. I've had no problems out of them. And I've been using them for years. Brandon, screw what Don's talking about. Use your feet like Fred Flintstone. All right, Brandon. I got you, buddy. Like I said, I am on stock 5.7 brakes. What is it? Four pistons in the front and two pistons in the back, or two pistons up front and one. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm on the stock 5.7 brakes, and hey, they've been doing fine. I have the stock track pack brakes. Yep. Jay's asking why the header's from a Jeep. Who needs brakes when you have bedrock feet? All right, Brandon. Eric and Jay are going back and forth. Okay, all right. Unknown GPUs got the Bosch injectors. Jay and Eric are going back and forth. I got you, Brandon. It's all good. It's all good, man. I get it. I get it. Vented rear brakes. Yeah, I got you. But yeah, I know people beat me up because I'm still on stock 5.7 brakes, but hey, for me, it still works. Oh, Bosch are the stock rotors. I got you. I got you. I got you. All right, 19 minutes. Y'all got to keep me going 19 more minutes. But hey, here's a good time for a plug. If you need anything done and you're in the DMV area, these guys right here, Starks Performance and Maintenance. If you're in the Baltimore DMV area, these great guy to go to, man. When it comes to performance, maintenance, whatever you need, Stark and that guy help you out. If you need any good tuning done, woohoo, EFI Specialties. Dave is awesome. You know, every tuner always talks bad about every other tuner, right? It is what it is, right? But Dave's been an awesome tuner. He's been tuning Shake and Bake for a few years now, and we've been doing pretty good. Y'all see the results are out there. And then lastly, Clinton Machine Shop down here at the bottom. If you need any machining done, engine work done, those are the guys to go to. Chris is an awesome dude, man. He hooked me up with my whole short block. Did a great job, and y'all seen the cars running great. So hopefully we go out this weekend after we get everything lined up, maybe a little bit more boost. I'm not gonna say, because I'm gonna say something and then I'll run 10 times worse. But we'll leave it at that. We're going out this weekend. We're going out to go fast this weekend. I say that. Dennis, hoping by June, the start guy can build my 6.1 to a powerhouse 426. Hopefully a red eye supercharger. The best of both worlds. Yeah. 426, man. Oh. 426 with boost. I know a lot of people do it. Just be aware, you're cutting it close, making a 426. For rotors like Power Stop setup, yeah, Power Stop are great ones. Like I said, I've run R1 concepts and I love them. EFI for the win. You know it, Jay. Dave and EFI Specialties hooking me up. I'm writing all these brake suggestions down. Thanks. Yeah, R1. Check out R1 Concepts, Bronski. Like I said, I haven't had any issues from them. And Power Stop too are a great set of brakes. I've heard nothing but good things from Power Stop. I can't wait to have Dave and them do some tunes when I get ready. Yeah, buddy, go on to Dave. Tell him I sent you. Maybe he'll hook you up. Wait a minute, maybe you don't want to tell him I sent you. He may charge you more. He better not charge you more. He better give you a break. Tell him Modern Red Hemi sent you, Don sent you to give you a break. Yeah, buddy. Use and abuse them. That's what I try and do. Daniel, drive Mopars. All right, buddy. Brandon 426 is a sweet spot. There's a guy with a twin turbo 440. Ugh. Wow. Challenger, that is. Now, the old school 426 is, yeah, but if you're taking one of these, either the 6.1, 6.2, or the 6.4, and turning it into stroking it out to a 426, I'd just say be careful. Jay's going back to Daniel. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Daniel, right? I don't know where that comment came from. Yeah, Jay, you're my moderator, buddy. Do your moderating. Yeah, I'm I'm with you, Brandon. That's yeah. This is no place for that. Let me see here. You know what? Let's just remove that. There we go. I think you can still see it in the chat and view it, but I at least delete it. I at least deleted it. Ah. All right. Jay's on it. There we go. All right, I got you, Jay. I want to cam Mac before I get the tunes. Hey, just talk to him. Talk to him. Bronski kept my cam 5.7 up with a wide body scat this weekend. Even got a thumbs up. You'd have been. I am proud. I am proud. 100%, buddy. Yeah, teach them scats a lesson. Slap them a good one. All right, thanks, Jay. I was just trying to figure it out myself. Yeah, when they're done right and tuned right, they yeah, a cam 5.7, depending on the driver of the scat pack, you can keep up. But really, you're even with a cam long tube headers, you're still kind of outgunned with a 392. Nice, Brandon. Is my first go as the engine is new. All right. All right, we're coming down to the last 12 minutes. Y'all got to keep me going. But hey, I appreciate y'all in chat, man. This is we always have a great time in the chat, man. I really do love these Wednesday nights. I look forward to doing these Wednesday nights, and really when I have to cancel a Wednesday night, it's tough, man, because I just love coming in, chatting, talking, reading through the chat, and just just having an hour of nothing but car talk with the guys. You know what I'm saying? Guys and gals, if there's any gals out there. But just sitting around talking cars, talking modifications, what to do, what not to do. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, cammed 392. Should be pushing about 500. Yeah, yeah, definitely could get there. American Racing Headers for the win. Yeah. Hey, I got cooks. I love my cooks. Cam 392 should be north of 500 if it's tuned correctly. American Thunder for the rest. Yeah, the American Thunder sounds really great. Might be losing a couple ponies using the American Thunder, but it sounds amazing for sure. Eric, any thoughts on Hooker Blackheart exhaust manifold? They look sick, but they're pricey. I haven't heard a whole lot about the Hooker Blackhearts, to be honest. To give you an educated opinion. But yeah, I'm not. Here we go. So I know people will kick me for saying this, probably Jay, but for the most part, there's some minor differences, right? Equal length long tubes and collectors and things like that. There's some minor differences between manufacturers when it comes to long tube headers, but long tube headers are long tube headers, right? You're gonna get some gains out of your long tube headers. You know, and I would argue onesie twosies between some of the differences. But what I would do is check out some sounds. If you can find some online, just check out what sounds and buy the one that gives you the sound that you're looking for. Think of upgrading 2x3 since I'm going boosted. Yeah, buddy. Boost. More boost. Ruben, love the content for years. Keep it up. Hey, you know what? It's still coming. And I promise you, this weekend, as long as it doesn't rain on Sunday, we're back to racing. We're back to modifications tomorrow. Enough of all this dealership stuff, news stuff, all of these, I'll say, off season videos. We're done with those. We're going back to all out modifications and racing. So let's get back to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm stoked. I'm ready. But absolutely, Ruben, more content coming, buddy. 100%. We ain't stopping now. All right, I'll have to go check that out, Bronsky. I'll have to go check that out. American Racers with the Borla ATAC. I love the ATAC, man. And everybody, Jay will tell you, everybody knows when my car goes down the track because it's just got that unique sound to it. Jay will take a look at the design after the chat. Bronskins, that's loud, 100%. They're branded by Holly. There's a YouTube clip out there with about 40 different exhaust setups on the 5.7. Wow, that's pretty cool. That'd be a good one to check out. Callus will give you the most gains, but your neighbors might not appreciate it. Not only your neighbors, but anyone following you isn't going to appreciate it either. Especially if you're on E85. Eric, yeah, inspection. Yeah, if you got inspections, if physical inspections, you definitely can't go catless. Yeah, SRT8 to the 6.4 headers are great, man. They make good power too. All right, everyone's going back and forth. There's Jay. Exhaust note is mean. It's nasty. It's especially since I've only said this one other time, and it was a Wednesday night. it's even more mean now that it is catless. It's even more mean now that it's catless. All right. Eric's going back to Jay. Except when you're on that two-step, Jay. God, that two-step is ridiculous. And I can't wait to have mine sound like that. All right, Jay's going back to Eric. Eric's going back to Jay. Yeah, I have to turn my car off when I'm in the drive-through at Wendy's and McDonald's. You know, sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. It just all depends. But I do tend to throw it in neutral or park when I'm at the ordering thing. And sometimes I do turn it off because they can't hear me. So I just turn the car off. RH long tubes, at least with cats, sound like a muscle car until 4800 or so. Then they turn into F1 sound. Yeah. People behind me can't order their food. Yeah. A matter of fact, the other day I paid for somebody's. I did a kind of pay it forward thing. I paid for the guy's meal behind me because we were in line for so long, and I'm sure he had not only had to put up with the exhaust, but you know the kind of the smell that comes out of back there, especially I guess especially when you're on E85. Oh, Jay, you're throwing your number out there, buddy. That's right. There's only what 10 people in the chat that are gonna pick that up. I got you. All right. All right. All right. We're winding down to the last few minutes. So, like I said, hey, for you folks that in the DMV area, and you're in the area, I'll be at MIR this weekend, this Sunday, testing and tuning, seeing what we can do, and that's gonna prep us for the track rental in Orlando. The track rental is going to set us up for racing on Saturday. And then actually I'm driving down there and I'm driving back, folks. So we're still driving Shake and Bake everywhere we go. So don't think for a minute we ain't driving Shake and Bake. We're driving Shake and Bake down and we're driving her back. So those folks that think Shake and Bake's going to be a trailer queen, not quite yet. We got a ways to go before that happens. Our cars aren't too loud. Their hearing sucks. All right, Brandon. Everybody don't. Everybody don't yell at me. I'm working on editing a new video too. All right, Jay. Oh, excuse me. Aye, aye, aye. Us old folks, man, we yawn a lot. Yeah, I'll definitely be careful. We're definitely going to document the trip. Those videos usually don't do too well, but you know, at least get a few views out of it. I beat y'all to it. All right, Jay. But I'll definitely be careful. You know the deal. Z, better late than never. All right, brother. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to do that, Jay. Make sure she's good to go 100%. We'll take a look at things while we're doing the rear suspension stuff. I'll take a look at things, make sure everything's tightened up, making sure everything's good to go. I got new belts. Once we figure out the right size belt, I'm going to take the other two. I got 3 belts in the event we pull it down so we can put a new one on. And then I'll pick up 1 or 2 more from, take the other 2 back to Napa and grab 2 more of whatever size I need. So we'll be set. Yeah, I definitely have enough E85 with me, no doubt about it, because I can take the seat out. I'll be driving by myself and definitely fill the car up. with tires, tools, spare parts, and E85. So maybe we'll do another video on packing the car up like I did last year, before I went to The Rock. Yeah, I did a pack up video on how I packed everything up. All right, Brodsky, I like that. I like that. That's pretty cool. All right, we are at 10 o'clock, folks. We need those for Rocky Mountain Race Week. Absolutely, well, absolutely. We're gonna be parted up, have everything we need, hopefully, to get us through the week. But we'll see. The Rock's gonna be your first event. I got you, Jay. All right, folks. 10 o'clock. Y'all know I like to cut this off in an hour. Once again, y'all kept me rattling my gums for an hour. I appreciate everyone chiming in. I appreciate everyone supporting the channel, and supporting the build, watching what's going on. All the thoughts and prayers that went out to my mom and her whole situation, and people donating to the GoFundMe page to help pay for her vet bills. I 100% appreciate it. But that one last housekeep: be mindful and respectful of everyone. 100%. But that's it for this one, folks. Like I said, modifications coming, racing coming. We're getting back to straight up hardcore modern Red Hemi content from here on out. That's it for this, folks. Y'all have a great night. Stay safe. Adios.